For the most part, I try to be pretty honest about little things that are going on with me in my business. But I do respect the fact that a lot of people don't ever want to talk about some of their ups and downs in business and their contraction and expansion phases, especially people that are trying to sell something online because they feel like they have this persona that they need to like really put out there. And they're afraid that if somebody saw them a little weak or something, or took a loss, that guess what, you know what I mean? Then people aren't want to like buy from them or something anymore. And let me tell you something, right? If you saw me like failing at helping a whole bunch of people, create digital products, then yeah, most likely you're probably not going to be coming to me to help you create your own digital product. But just having some minor failures in life, like that's not going to stop people from buying from you. And so take it from me, guys. So recently, over $4,500 has left my monthly recurring revenue, which was crazy. I mean, how would you feel about that? I mean, that's my rent, my car, my insurance, just with that alone, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like, yo, that's fucking crazy, right? So anyways, why am I even making this video though? It's just because one, I want people to know. Number two, I'm down for people to know, to see me build in real time. But number three, it's just because I want to remind everybody that there's going to be expansion phases and contraction phases in your business. And sometimes these contraction phases, though they seem alarming at first, they will actually catapult you into something different. Like I've been sitting here super grateful that if the past 2 months didn't happen the way they did, then I don't know if I would be where I'm going to be in the month of July. And I know some of you guys are like, yeah, well, you know what, Justin, make a video after the month of July and prove it. But I think the moment of clarity is what's so cool for me. So in case you guys do not know, I've been coaching digital marketers for the past 2 years. And I've helped a lot of people see six figures, right? See 10, 20, 30, $40,000 months in their business, right? And, in the past, I've had a lot of people take some of my trainings on mindset and they go off and they've done more with their life. And they always report back to me and they said, Justin, you got to get this information out to more people. And it's crazy because I don't know. It's not that I'm trying to hold anything. It's not like that. It's like mindset is a funny thing, right? Because unless we're talking about how to manifest really quick, some people don't fully believe they have a mindset issue. And so you have to tie it to some goal and let them know that if they work on their mindset, they could get there. And that's exactly what I've been able to do in the past 2 years, is say, hey, I can help you grow your digital marketing business. And when you come in, I help you change your mindset in order to do it, right? Which is just insane. But then by them changing their mindset, they've catapulted to go off and create their own stuff, their own AI agencies and more, right? So anyways, I was really leaning heavy on just going to just more like life coaching. And I made an announcement. I jumped the gun and I just said, hey, I don't know if I'm only going to coach digital and affiliate marketers anymore. And by me saying that, boom, people just started dropping left and right because they thought, oh my God, Justin's getting out of the game. He's done. He's not going to coach digital marketers anymore. And they literally just, they canceled, right? And in the past 2 months, I want to say almost over $4,500 in monthly recurring revenue has just gone out the door for me, right? Which is crazy, right? And I was like, whoa, and when I first saw it, of course, I was shocked. And of course, there was a part of me that said, oh my God, what am I going to do? But then it really led me to think about my app, my message, where I'm going, what I want to do, all these wonderful things. And I started to gain clarity. So through this contraction phase, it really let me hone in on what I wanted to do. And the funny thing about it is I didn't want to really give up digital marketing. I just, my whole thing was this though. I opened up a book one time and it was basically guys that have been telling people how to go off and create digital products around their stories and their expertise. And I said, you know what? Not only did I personally do that, so I know I can teach on it, I've actually taught other people to do it. And I've actually created six-figure earners. So I'm like, why don't I create this program called the Six-Figure Messenger and help people understand that they need to believe in themselves, tap into their story and their expertise, package it up in a product, get the yapping out there and calling it the yapping economy, if you will, and then disperse their content through different multiple platforms and channels and create six figures. I was like, holy shit. I was like, one, I would love that because we're still on the mindset part, which I obviously love. And then two, we're still on this life coaching in a sense because I'm getting them to believe in their own story and their uniqueness. And then I'm giving them a way to go package it up and sell it, which is something that I also love to do. I just didn't, it's just a lot of people, they were either succeeding with it or they were really just struggling with on whether or not they want to sell their digital product. And I'm like, well, create your own, right? You probably got a story to tell. You probably got insight to give. You probably got experience. Why not do it, right? And so it really led me to reshape my app and not necessarily just drop digital marketers, but actually expand them to a whole nother level to make them say, wait a minute, I am the person that can create a six-figure, revenue, right? Hear me out. The lady that made the $1.2 million in a week, if you guys know I've been making videos about it, but I'm like, what the hell? Like, why don't people see that not only did she yap, but also, you know what she was doing? She picked a few different content pillars and she started yapping about it. And based off of her yaps, she started to see what not only she liked to do, but also what people were feeling the most. She started doubling down on that type of content. And then she said, hey, why don't I give you guys a yapping challenge, AKA a digital product? And she said, and I'll show you what I'm doing, right? I'll teach you what I did, right? She opened up a product that was $297 and made $1.2 million in a week. Changed her life. Now, most of us are going to sit there and say, but Justin, not all of us are like that. There's many people out there that have created their own digital products. You're right. But I think they missed the other part, which was the yapping part and building the personal brand and really creating things around what they actually loved and what they started to see their audience do. Now, I will admit that I jumped the gun a lot where I don't always wait on my audience to tell me whether or not my digital products are going to fly. I do adjust my digital products depending upon my audience, that's for sure. But at the end of the day, this is what I do anyways, and this is how I've created multiple six figures. It's just to talk about things that I love to talk about. And one of the hardest parts was just letting go. So that brings me to this. If you're going through a contraction phase, understand that you're only a failure if you give up, as you already know. You're either going to win or you're going to learn. And during that contraction phase, maybe that's the time for you to either double down on the basics, because that's the other thing that I wanted to talk about, but it's kind of in another video. Whenever I am going through a contraction phase, that just usually tells me I need to double down on the basics. Because if you notice, like during the Great Depression or anytime there was hard times, the people that consistently made money, they kept doing what they were doing each and every day, no matter what was going on in the world, right? I mean, did they cut back a little bit? Maybe. But, it's like they said during the Great Depression, some of those guys, some people were really, really suffering where others were buying, right? Now, think about that. You didn't know what was going to happen to money or the dollar or anything in the future, but these guys just started betting on, I'm going to buy because I know we will get out of this. Well, that's the whole idea of contraction and expansion. At some point in life, expansion will start to come back and you'll start to climb. Now, the ones who really shoot off are the ones that during the contraction phase, they didn't waver and they kept focusing. So that might be your time and my time to get back to the basics, find your clarity during this time, and then double down on what you know. And it's essentially what I've done. And now listen to my agenda right now. I'm going to finish out for the month of July. I'm finishing out the 90-day Belief to Bank, which is a program that I have inside of my app to help you go from rewrite your identity to tap into your six-figure potential. I already started it. I'm almost done with it. And so it's like, I'm going to finish that out. Tomorrow at 7 p.m., we start our Yap games. Me and Bridget Wallace decided to do a 30-day Yap challenge. So if you want to get in on that, go ahead and click the link. Because I think yapping is a skill that you're going to need in 2026 and 2027. And even if you want to be the six-figure messenger like I'm going to teach, you still got to learn how to yap and share on camera so you can start getting out there and getting known so you can sell your product, right? So anyways, inside of my app, I'm going to literally show people how to build the yapping economy blueprint. What do I mean by that? Every Wednesday we have coaching calls, and this Wednesday we're going to talk about basically money attracting habits, creating your content pillars so you know what you need to yap about more and more, and then YouTube basics. Why? Because I believe in dispersing your content now, especially with AI really making it more easy. So two things that you got going on for you right now. Yapping is really big on all platforms. And then you have AI being able to help you disperse all that content. So, hello, that's what we're going to be teaching. All right. So I got that going on. Why simultaneously in the middle of July, I'm going to map out the first section of my brand new program that is going to be coming out called the Six-Figure Messenger. This is all within my app, by the way, except for the Yap Games. The Yap Games is separate. All right. And then to top it off, I'm going to go to Nashville on August 1st because we're doing an in-person event from my app. You see what I'm saying? So while everybody is thinking like, damn, this dude took a $4,500 monthly recurring loss, right? It's actually catapulting me to my expansion phase. And if I double down on what I know right now and stick to the basics and keep doing where I know where we need to go, when this expansion phase kicks off, or when the contraction phase is over and I start expanding, people are going to be like, damn, how'd you get so far? Because I made this video right here back on this day, letting you know the loss I took to catapult me to the next level. All right. So I don't know. I hope you learned something from it from my own personal experience. I would love for you to be in the Yap Games. If not, get inside my app where I'm going to be going all over this. My goal is to create 100 six-figure earners. I really want to be able to do that by learning how to monetize your passion, your experience, your knowledge, your know-how by yapping into this yapping economy. This is going to be phenomenal. But anyways, no matter what, if you're in a contraction phase right now, the only way that you lose is if you give up. Stay focused on the vision, get back to the basics, okay? And you will get out of this problem, right? If you drastically get in your head, that's when you need to get off of the problems going on and your circumstances and start identifying with where you want to go. The hardest thing that I just want to leave you with this, one of the hardest things is when we got circumstances going on that we tend to identify with these circumstances. See, here's the thing. Your bank account, you do have to take responsibility for it. Like if you're looking at your bank account and that number, you do have to take responsibility for that. But that doesn't mean that's who you are, right? That means that's something that you caused, but that's not who you are. It's just like Robert Horshack, right? From Shark Tank. People said, man, you're an immigrant. You went through poverty. He said, yeah. I went through poverty. He was like, I'm not a person of poverty. I just went through poverty at that time, right? And that catapulted me, right? So I look at it like this. These are my circumstances, and I do take full responsibility for them. I made an announcement. I maybe even made people feel as if I wasn't going to help them anymore. I don't know. I'll take full responsibility for it all, right? Because I have to, because that's what my power is. But I am not my circumstance. I caused the circumstance, and now I'm ready to cause it or create a new circumstance. Does this make sense? Don't identify with it, because the moment you identify with it, like if you lose a game and then you just say, I'm a loser, well, no. You know, if you identify with I'm a winner and you take a loss, then it's more like you learned a lesson. You see what I'm saying? There's a complete difference with the way you look at things. So if you're going through shitty circumstances right now, you are not your circumstances. You're just going through it. All right? Hope this helps.